Okay, kids, I hope that y'all have had a chance to watch the other two videos. So I did the boat and I did Toad. And remember, it's the same thing. So it's Mrs. Carson's Art 6A-Boat, Mrs. Carson's 6A-Toad, just like this one is Mrs. Carson's 6A-Ballerina. Okay, and y'all just remember, I'm going to do this every week. I'll put something up from class, and then I'll also do something cool for y'all. So if you have something that you want me to do, just leave it in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to it, as long as it's positive. Y'all know how I feel about that. So I'm in my kitchen, and my kids are running around the house along with my dogs. So I'm hoping that y'all can hear me all right. Just like I show you in class, I'm all about making sure that everything is leveled and that there's lines. And so we're going to do the same thing with this ballerina. So if you have a ruler, you can use a ruler. If not, you can do like me. I'm going to use another piece of paper to draw my lines on my paper. Okay, remember these are light lines, so we're not doing dark lines. Just like we do in class, really light lines, because these lines always are going to get erased. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw this line down the center of my paper, okay? And then for this ballerina, because she's going to be tall, I want you to come down towards this bottom area here. So not necessarily in the center of your paper, but let's draw another line. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. So here is my center line here, and then here's my line across. I wish I would have done that with the boat video. I hope y'all were able to see me draw that boat. I've kind of learned a little bit, so I'll get better at this as we continue to go. I'm not much of a YouTuber. I'm just kind of doing this for you kiddos, okay? It's my coffee. Okay, so now we're going to draw this ballerina. This center line that you have on your paper, I just want you to put a dot, just like this. Remember, our dots don't need to be huge. I don't want huge dots all over your paper. See how little that dot is? Because you don't want to have to be erasing a bunch of dots off your paper. All right, after we draw that dot, then we're just going to draw the head. Remember, we don't want humongous ballerina heads. We want normal ballerina heads, okay? So we're going to draw this ballerina's head right here. Don't worry about making it look like a head, because right now this is not the head you're going to keep on your paper for your ballerina. This is just a head that we're drawing to set stuff in place, okay? After that, you're going to draw a line down this head, and it's going to be for the placing where the neck and stuff is going to be, okay? After this, we're going to put a dot right here at that line, okay? Then we're going to come over and kind of up, not much, and we're going to put another line, another dot. And so, as we're looking, I want you to see, here's the head, okay? Here's the line for the neck and a dot, and this dot is not way over here. This dot is right when the head ends. You see, just enough for a pencil space, and then a dot is how we're going to do that, okay? Now, I want you to connect those two dots with a line. Very lightly connect those two dots with a line, okay? So, just like that. All right, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to come out, okay? And we're going to draw another dot Then we're going to come out and we're going to draw another dot. Same thing over here. We're going to come out and we're going to draw a dot. But you remember, I want them about the same size, okay? Because we want our arms to be symmetrical. So if I'm measuring, then I'm going to do the same thing over here, like this, okay? Same thing, measure and put it just like that. So now we got our dots, okay? The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to connect those dots just like we did in class. So we're going to go up, up, and then at this last dot, just give me a little bit of a line. So not a whole line like those, it's just a little line. Same thing over here. We're going to connect. We're going to go over, we're going to go up, and then just like you gave me that line, do the same thing. Just give me a little line, just like that. And this is what we're looking at. It should look like that. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw, sorry, that's my dog. We're going to draw a line. So here's this dot and this dot. We're going to go in the middle of those two dots and we're going to draw a line down and over. Don't put a J. It shouldn't look like a J. It should just kind of look like a bit of a body, okay? Then we're going to take this, bring it down and bring it up. It's just kind of showing us where we're going to eventually put that body. All right. Next, this dot here and this line here is what's going to determine where we are putting our hip. Okay? So we're going to want to put that dot right there next to that line. You see that? Okay. Same thing. We're going to come down just like that. We're going to put another dot just like that. See that? All right. Now we're going to connect them. And so you should have this bottom portion of this and these two connected is what it should look like. All right. Now we're just going to kind of follow this center line as we get ready to put our dots. So we're going to come down and we're going to put a dot. Then we're going to come down again and we're going to put a dot just like this. Dot, dot. Okay. Then we're going to come over here and do the same thing. Now we're going to want the same amount of space apart. Okay. For my sake, I want to make these just a bit longer. You can do that too for yours. Okay. All right, same thing. So we're going to come over here just like this. We're going to put a dot. Okay. Same thing, except we're going to go up a little bit like this. We're going to put a dot right here. Okay. Now we're going to connect them. So connect the dots, and draw me a little line down just like that. So connect, little line. Okay, same thing over here. Connect, and a little line. That's where the feet gonna be. So something like that. This is what you should look like right about now. All right. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to erase this neck, this little line that we used for the neck, okay? And then, do you see this line right here? We want this line to be in the center portion of what we're going to call the neck. So we're going to bring it down from the face, and we're going to bring in a neck like this. Now, do you see how this line is in my neck? That's what we need. just like that, okay? This is just the skeleton part of it, and then we'll go from there, all right? So the next thing we're gonna do is we need shoulders. So don't worry about trying to make this look perfect. Just kind of give me some shoulders, just like this. Then we're gonna just take this around, kind of bend it in where the elbow would have went. Same thing here to the wrist. Then we're just gonna kind of bring the wrist in, take the hand and curve. That's it. That's all you need to do. Don't go any further than that. Okay. Same thing over here. We're just going to bring this arm to the joint, to the elbow, bring it out, bring us in a wrist and a hand, just like that, just like that. Okay, the next part that we're going to do is we're going to erase this little body part that we did here, and we're going to erase it on this side too, because now we're going to kind of turn it in to the torso. So you see how I just erased that piece that was right there? Okay. And all we want to do is we want to come down to a waist and then add in a hip. And if you're wanting to draw a female, then you're going to want to create this area to come out just a little bit and go in. And then just come over here, because this will be where the back is. Then create a little hip area, just like that. Okay, next, we're going to draw the under part of the arm. Really what you'll do is you'll just kind of start it here, like off of that little area here, the curve, and then you'll just take it over here, draw in a little elbow area, okay, and then we're going to draw in the rest of this arm, and then same thing over here. Just kind of start it off the body like this, draw in this area, give me a little elbow area, then bring it over here to this wrist. See that? Just like that. Okay. Right off of this, just put a little line. Same thing over here. So I put a little line, and I put a little line. Then follow that line and then go across. That's going to be your little thumb. Okay. So this is kind of like what it should look like that. All right. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start these legs. So we know the hip area is right here. So we're just going to come down from that hip area and start a thigh. Okay. This is going to be the knee area. So what we want to do is kind of put the knee in there. And the shin doesn't bulk out in the front of a shin like the thigh. So we want to keep this pretty slender through here. And then when you get to the ankle, then you're going to bring the shoe down, and then we're going to make a ballerina foot. So we need to kind of curve that foot, and she needs to be on her toes, okay? Don't try to go up yet. So this is kind of what it's going to look like this. Okay. Now I want you to go like this. Okay. Curve it in. Bring it out. Let's give her a heel. Okay. And we're going to come up to this area, and we're gonna give her a calf muscle because ballerinas have nice calf muscles. Okay, and then we're gonna finish off her thigh like this. So that's about what it should look like. Okay, long ballerina leg. We're just gonna do that same thing over here. And when we get ready to do this leg, don't worry about connecting. You see this line right here and this one? That lets you know that's where the end of your leg needs to be. This line right here, okay? And that's how we're gonna start this other one. So we're just gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna bring this around and we're gonna give her a thigh and go to the knee, okay? Same thing. This is where the knee is, so put a little knee in there. And that shin needs to be just as slender as the last shin. And we're gonna bring it over, same thing. We're gonna draw it out, up, over, okay? Same thing, bring it up, bring it in, put a little heel to the ankle, okay? Then we're gonna give her a calf, just like we did over here, okay? And then let's give her the rest of her thigh, and it should end right in that same area. So this is what her other leg should look like. So here she is doing her little ballerina move, okay? All right, next thing is we are going to erase all those dots and lines, okay? So get your eraser ready and just go through and erase all those dots and lines out of her body, okay? Just like that. Y'all should be doing this too. It's okay if you erase some of your lines out of your actual drawing, because you have an idea about where it's at. And plus you need to go through and like I'm about to do now, I'm making sure that you can kind of see where her neck is. I'm gonna bring these shoulders, and I'm gonna shape this out just a little more. I want her hands to be a little longer. And so I'm gonna bring them down, bring this thumb in, okay? And accent that elbow a little bit and come down just like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here on this side. I want you to kind of see that muscle, and so I kind of drew it down just a little bit. Don't make it look like a man muscle. And same thing, I'm gonna bring these hands out a little bit more. I want her to have some longer hands. Okay, so do that same thing with the bottom portion. I'm uploading one of your other things and just finishing it up. Okay, same thing. Let's darken these lines up. I'm not pressing down on my pencil quite yet. I'm just darkening these lines up a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing, okay? Don't press down on your pencil yet, because there's going to be some parts of the body that we're going to erase in just a second here. But I want y'all to see how I'm going to draw her little outfit on her. Okay. And see, the reason I'm doing this is because I know in the classroom it's a little harder to see me do it on the board with the expo. And so I just want to make sure that y'all can see what this will look like. There we go. Like this. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to draw her clothes on her. So right here where we kind of added that in, just draw it to meet this chest area right here, just like this. Okay, and then we'll bring it down. Okay, see? The next thing is adding in her little belt where we're gonna add the skirt in. So that's not gonna come straight across like this because she's at an angle. So you're gonna want it to come down like this and down like this, okay? If you were drawing a male one, at this point, you could just attach the legs together here. If you were drawing a male, if you're drawing the female, then I'm gonna show you how to draw her dress, okay? So the next thing you wanna do is we're gonna start where this bottom line is on this dress right here. And then we're gonna go towards the leg. So we're going to follow this leg down, okay, up, and over this knee area. We're going to bring it all the way down to this area. Then we're going to start going up until we meet this thigh. Okay? For you, some of you, like me, I'm not so dramatic, and so I kind of want hers to just kind of go straight. This is what I typically like, because I don't really want the dramatic dress, so I just kind of will do mine like this. Okay, after you've drawn that dress in, the next thing that I want you to do is erase these legs out of here. That's why I told you not to press your pencil down, because she's not wearing a see-through skirt, okay? So you shouldn't be able to see her legs, okay? Great. Just like that. Now is the time where you can do as much at the bottom of the dress as you would like. I might draw me some little, I think I'm going to add some ruffly stuff at the bottom of hers. So I'm going to do like this. Just because I want to. Okay. Next, I'm just going to try to, just give you an idea that it's a skirt. So in order to do that, skirts have these little pieces in them. So I'm just going to kind of draw up this skirt, add some little pieces in the skirt. Okay. Now her belt, we're going to want this belt to come down, okay, and kind of tie off here, okay, and then we're going to bring it to this portion of her dress and just kind of bring it up. Same thing. Cool. Cool. All right, next thing. I kind of want our dress to do a little something different up here, so like I said, that's why we use soft pencil, so that we can. I just wanted it to jump with her a little bit. Okay, now the next thing that we'll do is we're going to wrap this skirt around her. So just kind of follow your pattern, okay? And it doesn't have to show all the way right there. You know, just kind of follow this pattern so that it just kind of wraps her legs inside of that skirt a little bit, okay? The next thing that we're going to do is draw her shoes. Oh, let me just show y'all this skirt. So, something like that. Let's draw her shoe. Just right here where the bend begins, just draw a line up. Just like that, and when you get to that edge of that line, okay, draw a line there, and draw a line there. If you want the ones that kind of wrap up, you can do that too. You know, ballerinas have all kind of really pretty ones. Same thing over here. We're just gonna draw that line in there, then draw and draw, just like that. Now she's got on ballerina shoes. See? Okay. Now that we've gotten to this point, let's curve her foot a little more. I want her foot to go like this and under like this. That's what I want. And so I'm going to erase this part just like this because I want her on this area of her toes. Just like this. Yeah, I think I like that a little better. Same thing, I want to come up here and I want to round this one off a little bit. Okay. No. Erase that. That's why we draw like that. Because you want to be able to go through and get the basics down and then do what you like. What you think looks good to your eye is what you need to be able to do. So that's what I do. I get the basics, and then I say, okay, this is what I like. This is what I want it to look like. You can even do that, you know, like when you're painting. Just kind of get the basics of your painting down and then go through and add in those little fine details that kind of make it your own, okay? The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to erase this circle we put for her head. So this should no longer be there, and you can start erasing the lines out of your paper that we put in your paper. So we want to get rid of those just like that, because now we no longer need them. Okay, there we go. The next part that we want to do, add a little texture through here so that you know that's her underarm area. Okay, so this is what we look like right now. We have a headless ballerina. Okay, we're going to draw her a head. The first thing that we want to do is we want to take this little neck area, okay, curve it up just a little bit, just like that. Barely barely, okay? The next part that we're going to do is we're going to start with this chin. And it's going to start with the jawline. So you're going to draw this jawline, and the jawline is going to come out and up, okay? Don't worry about trying to make it look perfect in the very beginning. You're going to want to draw a line here, okay? And then you're going to want to draw kind of going up like this. So let me just show you so you can see. Okay. The next thing is draw another little line, doing the same thing. But this time we're going to take this line and we're going to go up. And then we're going to go over. And we're going to draw the little forehead area. So this is about what it should look like. Okay? The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add her in an eye so we can get an idea about where her face needs to be. Okay? After we do that, we're going to add in a little ear. So right where you put this line here, because if you take your ear and you bring it around like the bottom of your ear, it's going to touch kind of like the line will be like right where your mouth is, okay? So that's the same thing we want to do with her. We want to bring it over and we want to start the lobe of her ear right about in the place that it would be in a normal person's face, okay? And put a little earring, so something like that, okay? And then after that, we're going to start this hairline. So the hairline, as we got this neck right here, this hairline is going to start right behind this ear. So you're going to bring this hairline around, okay? I'm going to put a bun in her hair. You can do whatever hairstyle you want, but my ballerina is going to rock a bun. So I'm bringing this bun around, and it's going to go right over the top of the head. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, and most of y'all are going to say, it looks like a dude with a fro. That's because I'm not done yet. Something like that, okay? Then, to do the bun, we're going to bring the bun into the head, like that, okay? Then start circling your pencil, then put it to the paper, just like that. So it should look something like that, all right? The next thing that we're gonna do is right where that ear is, we're gonna start the rest of the hairline. So right where the ear is, then you're just going to bring it up and bring it around so that we could put the hairline on her. So something like this. All right. Now, I want her chin to go up a little more, so this is the part where you start kind of doing what you want. So I'm just like, okay, I want a little softer chin. So I'm going to bring her chin around and soften her jawline up a little bit, like this. Make it a little more girly. If you did it like I just did it a second ago, then you could, you know, for a man, that was great. All right, now I'm just gonna kind of draw this hair into her head. You should be able to cover up the line that you drew. So I'm just doing circles, giving the hair a little texture. I'm going to come up here to my bun, and I'm going to put the bun right in her head. And take my eraser on the parts where I accidentally drew a little bit too much of the bun. Okay. And then I'm going to take my pencil, and now I'm applying pressure. Okay, I'm applying pressure to kind of get these areas in and make it start looking really good. Okay. There we go. I want to make sure that I put her elbow where it's seeing. Now we're just kind of making it where our lines are dark. Now it's the time. Going through, shaping everything kind of how we want it. Okay. All right. I know you guys got this. I know that y'all did an excellent job. I can't wait to see what they look like when y'all get to class. I'm just following these lines. That's all you need to be doing. Following your lines. I'm going to turn my paper because that's what's comfortable with my hand. Okay. Here we go. All right. Okay, so there we go. We have the ballerina. All right. You can just kind of go through and, you know, I always like to texturize my stuff, you know. I think it adds character to it when you just go through and You just kind of texturize it. So that's what I would do if I were you. And then a neat thing that you can do is if at home you have you know, a Kleenex, if you have Q-tip, cotton ball, anything like that, you can get it. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to do it with my finger because I didn't bring any to the table with me. And I'm going to show you how to do this, how to kind of shade a little bit. Just take your finger after you've kind of done what you wanted to do. Okay. And just kind of rub it across. And we're going to, those little areas. And I put some on the back of her leg here, some in that shoe over here. Okay, I'm gonna put some there. All right, so here's my ballerina. Just like that. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will continue to post more. See y'all in class.